on. I am just getting stuff set up. Happy Friday morning. I hope you guys are having a great and wonderful week. I am Fuhrgi, and you are here with me for the next however long we decide to do yoga together here in my space. We are at my 106-year-old centering house. I love to remodel, restoration. My background is in architecture and design, as well as yoga and the human design. So thank you for coming and being here at this channel. Again, if you like what you see, you enjoy the practice, smash the subscribe, because we are here doing practice live once a week and posting a video once a week. And I try to get a short in about what I'm doing in my own personal fitness world with you. On top of that, you can come hang out with me over on Instagram. Come be my friend. This is my real life. Fuhrgi, same tag, same handle. And if you want to contribute financially and support me in all of my artistic endeavors, please come hang out on the Fuhrgi fandom over at OnlyFans at Fuhrgi Subs. Today's practice is going with it. Being okay to pivot and shift and change and not worry about the outcome. Right? Because I know for me, I'm 36 years old. And for me, getting to a place of change being the way it is has never been an issue for me. My life's been chaos. If you grow up in chaos, it's what you know. However, functional pivoting, intentional pivots, letting go of what we think we know to open ourselves up to better opportunities. And today, that's your practice. I'm guiding you through movements, listening to your body, listening to your breath. But at the end of the day, it really matters how you feel and what's going on with you. And if you don't like what it is, why are you doing it, right? Give yourself the opportunity to learn how to intentionally pivot your experience for the greater good of all, and especially yourself. All right, let's get started in a kneeling position today. Vajrasana, hero's posture. If you've hurt your knees, your ankles, your feet, please use a block. Please use a pillow. Sit cross-legged instead. It's all good. And then bring your hands onto your thighs. Grow tall to the top of your head. Take a big breath in. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears. And exhaling back and down. Again, big shoulder roll. And settle it down. Let's do it one more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then turn your palms face up. Open yourself to receiving. Letting go of holding on, grounding, and stagnation. Freeing yourself up to explore opportunity. Let your shoulders soften, your teeth unclench, and notice the breath moving in and out of your body. How it flows, where it goes, its rhythm, its texture, the pace. And decide if this breath is nurturing for your practice today. And this is the first pivot you can make. The intentional awareness of your breath brings you here, to this moment, for you to feel your body, to notice the thoughts in your mind. Not saying it's going to go boom and happen at once, but opening yourself up to the shift is step one. Grow a little taller through the top of the head. Let your eyes open up. Breathe in, reach your arms forward up to the sky. Exhale, bring your right hand down to the earth. Lift your hips up, setting the hip towards the left side of the room as you reach your fingers towards the right. Sit your bum back down. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, bring your left hand down. Press your hand down into the earth. Now you're going to lift your hips straight up from your butt, stretching your hip towards one direction and reach your fingers off towards the other side. Let your butt come down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows, open your heart, hinge forward. You're gonna bring your hands onto your heels. Tuck your toe or tuck your forehead towards your knees and then lift your hips up. Soften the shoulders away from the head and take it clockwise, counterclockwise. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release your hands. Press down into your shin bones. Inhale, arms come up and overhead. And exhale, bend your elbows, open your heart. Bring your right hand onto your hip. Send your hips towards one direction as you reach your hand off towards the right side of the room. And then wiggle your wrist clockwise, counterclockwise. Inhale, bring yourself up to the middle. And exhale, take it off towards the other side. Bring your left hand onto your hip, right bicep by the ear. You're finding the same stretch as you did earlier, but a little bit more accessible in the hip, the rib cage. Wiggle your fingers. Inhale, bring yourself up. Arms come up and overhead. Exhale, bend your elbows. Take your hands to your low back. Now, your toes can be tucked or untucked. You want to find the knitting of your hips to your ribs. Squeeze your little booty cheeks towards the center of your bum. Press your hands into your hips as you take your pelvis forward. Your heart opens up, Ustrasana, camel posture. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Plant your hands, coming into a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Breathe in, sink your belly down, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, round, arc the spine, stretch into the back, feel space in the shoulder blades. Inhale, sink your belly down, lift your heart. Exhale, round, arc the back. We'll take it one more time through your cat and cow. Breathe in. Breathe out, round your spine, tuck your toes, and then send your hips back towards the wall and ceiling at the back of the room. Pressing into the thumb and index side of your hands, you're coming into downward facing dog. Little bend into your knees, fam. You don't have to straighten out the legs. You do, however, need to bring your booty up and your heart down. Bringing the head heavy between the shoulder blades. Find some space between your earlobes and your neckline. And then walk your little doggy out, pressing left heel back and then right heel back. Stretching through the soles of your feet up through the Achilles into the gastrocnemius, the calf muscles. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lift your heels high. You're gonna push yourself forward. Shoulders come out in front of your fingertips. Bend the elbows, keeping them stacked over the wrists, and then bring your heart down to the earth. Untuck your toes, let your feet land about hip width distance. Bring your forearms down to the earth. Fingertips wide to the edges of the mat. And then press up, wide arm cobra. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your right ear toward your right shoulder. Bow your chin toward your chest. And then draw your left ear toward your left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your chin toward your chest. Right ear toward your right shoulder. Let's take it one more time. Finding the stretch through the cervical spine, the upper back, shoulders, and neck. And breathe out. Take the chin down. And you're going to bring your elbows down, heart down. Slide your hands back towards your nipple line, your breastbone. Press into the thumb and index side of your hands. Make little spiders on a mirror. Hug the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. You're in baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Maybe you go a little higher. Exhale, lower. And rolling the shoulders down away from the ears. Press head, neck, shoulders up. Press into the tops of your feet. Bringing your belly forward, your heart up. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, curl your toes under. Boom. Bum up to the sky. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, lift your right leg towards the sky. Bend the knee, stack the hip. Wiggle, wiggle. Wobble, wobble. Take some movement into your hip socket. It's called joint articulation, scientific terms. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step the foot to the outside of your right hand. Let the left knee come down to the earth. And then you're gonna roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Breathe in. And breathe out. Send your butt back. Toes can be tucked or untucked as you send the stretch forward through your right big toe. Half splits. Breathe and take it forward, sink your hips. Now, checking in with your hip socket, super important. This is where intentional pivot matters. As you're shifting forward and back in space, notice how your hip socket feels and if it's crunchy or angry or like, what the fuck are you doing? Go ahead and take your foot a little wider. Give yourself more space in the socket to move. You may also find that that's not the way you needed to go. And if that's the case, then you got to take it maybe a little further in to get rid of the pinch. What we find in this experience is that everybody is unique, individual jigsaw puzzles covered in skin. So giving yourself permission to explore that individual movement, releasing tension, tightness, where it doesn't need to be. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now you're going to send your butt back towards the back of the room. Press down into your right heel, left hand. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky. Out, send the right butt back in space. You're getting a stretch down through the lateral side body and into the outer thigh, hip abductors. Maybe you reach your arm up, you're wiggling your wrists. Oh yeah, the sun's coming out. I fucking hate clouds, guys. Like, no offense to weather, but what the hell? It's been gray here for like days. I'm so happy for the pivot, the change. Breathe in. Breathe out, release your hand. Walk yourself towards the long edge of the mat. Heel toe your right foot towards the short edge. And you're in a kneeling side lunge. Inner thigh release. Toes on the left foot can be tucked or untucked depending on your ankle tension. And then you take it forward and back in space. Getting into the hip, getting into the outer thigh, stretching into the leg. You can even go a little deeper into it. That's adductor work. We're stretching the groin muscle from the very bottom of your pelvis down through the inside of your leg and meaning about the inside of your kneecap. Inhale. Exhale. I'll press down into your hands, rise on up, arms come up and overhead. Breathe out, take your right hand down to the earth, left bicep by the ear. Now you did this earlier, again, that side body stretch, but now we're on that leg into it. Wiggle your wrist clockwise, counterclockwise. Inhale, rise on up. Left hand comes down to the back of the room. Point your right toes forward. And then stretch through the right armpit, right fingertips, all the way to the back of the room. Big extended side body stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Walk your hands around to the front of the room. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. And then you're going to step the back foot up. Come to the top of the mat. Feet are about hip width distance. Forward fold. Grab on the opposite elbows. Let your head be heavy. Releasing the tension in the thoracic spine. That's that space from about the lower end of your shoulder blades to the upper end. And often where we find some crunchy crunch and some tightness, attributions to tension, headache, all exist in the subscapularis underneath the shoulder blade. Release the hands down to the earth. Heel toe your feet together to touch. Boop, 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 boop. Hi. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. And breathe in halfway, rise. And exhale, fold. Bend into your knees, sit your hips back, reach your fingers forward. Utkatasana fierce pose. I'm gonna get back so you can see what I'm saying. See what's going on. Weight of the body is in the back of the feet. Lift all 10 toes up, spread them wide, and gently set them back down. And squeeze the legs together as you sit your bum down. Now this is a closed leg fierce posture, right? There's other versions. Listen to your hips. If this ain't it for you, maybe you take it a little wider. Or you take it a little wider. And you find the position that feels good for your body. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, take your bum down towards your heels. Toe squat. Arms come up and overhead. Interlace the fingers, press your palms up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring the knees down. Arms high. Exhale, hinge over to the left. Send your booty back as your hand goes forward. Fingers to the right. Rise up. Exhale, over to the right. Send your booty back. Take it to the left. Rise up. Exhale, bow. Reach your hands back in space, and you either grab onto the feet like you did the first time, or maybe this time you interlace the fingers behind you, letting the hairline touch the earth gently as you send the fingers back in space. A bound rabbit's posture. I like to sway a little bit, rocking across the forehead line, releasing fascial tension, while also releasing stress in the chest. Stress in the chest. Breathe in. Breathe out, release, roll it up. Inhale, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, hinge forward, plant your hands, tuck your toes, hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, big breath out. So we went through one side of movement. Acknowledge and understand how your body is already shifted and changed quite physically on its own through your ability to pivot to presence. And that's really what it is, to take that fight or flight response away, right? We ground, we orient in psychological terms. We look and we find things and we say, I'm here, I'm present. This is now. What's in my mind is not real. What is here is. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale with your left leg high, bend the knee, open the hip, you're gonna wiggle, wiggle, you're gonna wobble it. Get into that articulation of the hip socket, which we all know is ball and socket joint. Yeah. If not, you're gonna get a pop quiz later. No, I'm just kidding. Breathe in. And exhale, step your left foot outside the hand. You wanna give your hip space. Release your right knee down. Right, roll into the outer edge of the foot. And then you're gonna take it back, send the hips back, stretch through the right hip, through the left leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Taking it forward. Ooh. And then remember, ask yourself what do you need here. Maybe the foot's got to go a little further out. Maybe you got to take it further in. If you don't want to move the leg, you can always move the upper body. It tends to be the easier one of the two. Inhale. Exhale. Bring yourself around towards the side of the room. Turn all 5 toes towards the long edge of the mat on your left leg. And you're coming into the side lunge. Right toes are tucked from you, but they do not have to be tucked for you. Take it towards the back of the room. You're going to hinge down. Come in as outer thigh stretch, this outer thigh release. And luckily, we can change, we can shift, we can let go of what was to find what is. Now on the other side, we took a twist in the forward rotation, the forward hamstring release. Here, bring the left hand down, or right hand down. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Still pressing back through your left hip, and you're still gonna find that outer hip stretch that you felt on the other side, but here it's a little less intense on the hamstring medial in the center line. So if you're just like, I don't want to fuck with that, I want to get into this area, this is where it's at, baby. Press back. You're gonna get it all the way up through the outer ankle into the outer hip. Wiggle your wrist if you want. Breathe in. Breathe out. What we do here? Oh yeah, press down into the knee, the shin bone, rise on up. Inhale, arms come up and overhead. And exhale, hinge towards the extended leg. Sending your right arm towards the front of the room. Feeling the stretch come through the body. Lateral side on the right hand side. Boom. Inhale, come up to the middle, and you're gonna take it off to the other side. Right hand comes down, maybe you untuck your right toes. You send your left toes forward towards the front of the room. Stretch them out. Send the fingers back, big long side body stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring yourself back around. Don't hit your head on a pole or anything like that. To the front of the room, and you're gonna walk your hands front, tuck your toes, lift your back knee, step the back foot up. Uttanasana, forward fold, feet together to touch. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come up and overhead, sit your bum back. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Weight of the bodies into the heels. Take the hands back in space. Interlace the fingers, send the knuckles up. Now glue your ribs towards your thighs and see if you can lift your heels up. At the same time, take your booty towards the sky, knuckles towards the sky. Head towards the earth, pressing towards the hairline to the mat below. You gotta keep your heels squeezing, inner knees squeezing, inner thighs squeezing, navel engaged. This is diver's pose, but it engages very much similar muscles as your rabbit's posture. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, sit your bum back, coming into your toe squat, fingers forward. Breathe in. Breathe out, bring your knees down, untuck your toes. Vajrasana, hero's pose. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Relax your shoulders. Maintaining that breath and awareness as we've shifted and have gone through the other side. A cycle of our experience complete. Vajrasana begins, Vajrasana is where we end. Notice how things have changed. And the word is to notice, to observe it only. Finding gratitude and appreciation for your willingness to pivot, to go with the flow, to let go and tap into the unknown. Now from here, of course, you can move around into a seated posture, take a few moments of meditation. If you're ready to rest, you can also lay down, place your hands on your heart, your belly, and breathe for a few moments in Shavasana. As for me today, this is where I leave you. Again, thank you all for coming to practice, for having the willingness to pivot, to show up. And then, again, come hang out with me online, over Instagram, Fuhrgi, OnlyFans, Fuhrgi subs. It'll be a good time. All right, guys, have a great day. Om Shanti Shanti. Namaste.